What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? I am so stoked to be joining you for a little Friday activity with Shishibo. There have been some really beautiful builds happening in the Discord. So shout out to the Discord community that shows up here and there and everywhere in play and exploration with Shishibo. The incredible builds that you guys create, this is a community of artists, and it's such a delight to see people playing with mathematics, different shapes, geometry, and combining it all with gorgeous art. So I have here one of the Expanse series Shishibo. This is the Atlantis. I'm just gonna turn this music all the way down so that we can play with shapes without distraction. Thanks for showing up in the chat, y'all. So we've got this Atlantis Shishibo, and the art on this is just stunning. It's one of my favorites, actually. And what's great about this Shishibo is we also have the same art featured on Shishibo Squared and on Octa. So this Expanse series is the first opportunity that we've had to really expand our shape making into a multitude of different Shishibo options. Atlantis and Infinity are the first artwork styles that we've released with Shishibo. There are more coming, but these are the first. So with them, we can build some interesting and fun composite shapes across Shishibo, Shishibo Squared, and Shishibo Octa. And this is a new opportunity to discover builds and styles of shape making across all three of these shapes. There is a question in the chat from YouTube, YouViewb. Are we getting any new Shishibo? So yes, there are new Shishibo coming. There are also new Octa coming. There are also some limited edition styles for Shishibo that just went live. So I'm going to show those off in a little while. But beyond that, the short answer is yes. The next question I think for that would be when, right? Come on, Cassandra, spill the tea. Well, there's only so much that I can say. And it's my intention on this particular live to be playful and to be inquisitive. Informative isn't really one of my goals for this particular live, but I can say definitively that given that we are extending the artwork that started with Shishibo Squared to other Shishibo shapes, I think the Shishibo faithful can infer that there's an additional Shishibo squared style that has not yet shown up in Ojibo, the name that we have lovingly gifted to our original Shishibo, or in Octa. So there's a hint. Okay, and with that, I am going to do a little bit of exploration right here. Now, this actual segment was not particularly well planned, but we shall see what we can create with Shishibo squared, Ojibo, and Shishibo Octa in Atlantis. Let's see what can be done. I am open for ideas. So if you've got any ideas for me, feel free to drop them in the chat. If you know, you know. There are new styles afoot for Ojibo and Octa. And there are, besides that, there are also new styles coming for the standard Shishibo. Those, some of those have been shared already on the Discord. There's some shape making that you can find with styles of Shishibo that are not yet available on funandmotiontoys.com, nor are they yet available on TikTok, but they are coming soon. Additionally, there is a 100% new series that is coming out very soon. Both of those, the new series, which we're calling the Celebration series, and the Brito series, which are not currently available on funandmotiontoys.com, nor are they currently available on TikTok Shop, but both of those will be coming soon to both Fun and Motion Toys and the TikTok Shop. So keep your eyes open for those. That's some fun news that I can share. Okay. All right. Are we satisfied with some of the news? There's a lot of stuff happening in the news these days. You know, we are all about play, creativity, curiosity, and exploration. We're also about geometry here at Fun and Motion Toys. When it comes to Shishibo and related Shishibo products like Shishibo Octa and Shishibo Squared, we have a really good time making shapes. And that is what we're focused on. It can be very soothing to play and make new discoveries with these incredible art pieces, no matter what's happening on the news. That being said, I am intending to get a little playful today. On this day, unlike other days, some of you may be in festival mode today. If you know, you know. And I am feeling pretty festive here. Let's see about this shape connection. Okay, something is happening. I don't know if this is yielding the best results, but there's definitely something happening here. So I've got my Shishibo squared. I've got a crown shape with my Ojibo celebration series. You know, there's always something to celebrate. Have you noticed that? There's always some opportunity to flip the frown upside down, to focus on the positive, to find our own space of happiness and contentment. There's always an opportunity. There's this line in Vanilla Sky. I'm showing my age here a little bit. The movie version with Penelope Cruz, where she says, every passing moment is another opportunity to turn it all around. And I agree with that sentiment wholeheartedly. So now I'm about to turn my mood around to find some, oh, see, look at that. I said it and there it is. All right, so we have this strange shape here that I'm constructing on this Shishibo squared base. Let's see, can I add another octa to the other side for some symmetry? One of the things I really appreciate about building with Shishibo is the opportunity to find symmetry. Oh, I like this better. Oh, yes. Look at that. That is so cute. Look at that little guy. Octa being all cute. Now I have to remember how I made that so that I can link them in symmetry. Did I do it? I think I did it. I think I did it. I'm about to celebrate. Wait, maybe I spoke too soon. Oh, I did it. Celebrate good times. Come on. So, yeah, this is the creation of the moment here. We've got our 2 octa. If anybody knows what shape this is with octa, please share it with me in the chat. I would appreciate it. You know, Ezra's not here to guide me. JT is not here to guide me. So I could use some help from the Shishibo fan base out there. And we have our little shape. This is fun. So this is 4 Shishibo, 2 Shishibo octa, 1 Ojibo in crown, and 1 Shishibo squared. Remembering is the hard part. Yes, our mod today, Alexa, big shout out to Alexa. Thanks for being so awesome. I am going to put this off to the side and let's see. Actually, I'm going to try to make this exact same shape with infinity. Thoughts and prayers. Here we go. Let's see. So first I want to make my base with Shishibo squared. A bloom, a blossom. Which is it? A bloom or a blossom? Inquiring minds want to know. It's awesome, but is it a bloom or a blossom? Oh, that's a cool shape. This is not what we're doing. Cassandra, stick to the plan. Okay. Sometimes I need to remind myself that there is a plan. Is there a plan? Okay, there's no plan. There's just this thing that I decided to do. I'm still going to try to go with it. Are you with me? Stream. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? I just disrupted this bloom blossom over here. That's what I've decided to call it. In the absence of more information, I'm calling it a bloom blossom. What happened? What happened? Oh no. The blossom is off the stem. The bloom is fading. No, it's just been jostled. Oh, there we go. Okay. So how do I get to that lovely little plate? This is how I did it. This is how I did it. Ah ha ha. Ah ha ha. Okay, so now we need 1 crown. And we're going to balance that crown on the edge of the ledge of this Shishibo squared. Okay, awesome. I'm almost complete. It's a Joey Lawrence. You guys crack me up. Okay, so there's a bit of back and forth over bloom versus blossom. I don't want to pick sides. So I will continue to call it a bloom blossom for the time being. Let's see if I can remember how to make it with my Ojibwa here. Oh, I feel like I am close to the answer. No. Yes. Maybe. Maybe. Oh, this is good. This is a challenge for me personally, and I am the kind of person that likes to be challenged. So I'm really enjoying this challenge under pressure here on the stream, representing Shishibo Squared, Octa, and Shishibo Ojibwa. Ojibwa Shishibo. Naming is such a funny thing. Okay, so far I've got my completed shape that I am replicating here with Infinity Style. This is the Infinity Style Octa. And I really do love this artwork. I had a fun side quest, and I hope that it ends up on funemotiontoys.com sometime soon. But the side quest was to create desktop, mobile, and tablet backgrounds with the art from Shishibo, specifically the art from Atlantis and the art from Infinity. There are a couple of additional styles that I created these backgrounds for, but I would love to hear from you guys in the chat. Would a Shishibo art background be a fun thing that you could download and use on your mobile device or on your laptop or desktop computer? Let us know if you would be interested in that, because they already exist. And I could use a little incentive to add them to the website for you guys to download and use our art, this art, the Shishibo art, in new ways. I know you guys are already using this art when you build. So let me know. An Octa shape guide would be handy right now. It's funny you should mention that. Agree, hard agree. Will it happen? Yes. Will it happen right now? Unlikely. Will it happen soon? More likely. More likely than not, we will have an Octa shape guide out to you soon, at which time I hope this question of whether this particular Octa shape is a bloom or a blossom will be solved once and for all. But for now, it is a bloom blossom. And behold, I have created these two composite shape builds with Shishibo Squared, Shishibo, and Shishibo Octa in Atlantis and Infinity. And I am so proud of myself right now. I give myself a round of applause. Applause, applause, applause. Thank you very much. This was fun. This is a fun exploration and definitely something I've never created before. And honestly, that is one of the things that I appreciate most about Shishibo is the opportunity to explore and discover new ways and new shapes for art. And seeing your art and your builds is really inspiring to me. Actually, earlier today, we added some material to a couple of the pages on our site related to what Shishibo can provide really for people. Anyone can make their own magnetic masterpiece. And I think that is a really beautiful thing worth celebrating. So I'm going to move these off to the side for now. And I do want to show off once again our brand new limited edition spring series. I know that spring has not sprung. And in fact, if anything, we are more entrenched in winter than we were even last week. Crazy and hard to believe. There's a chance of snow flurries in Florida. There's a chance of snow flurries in Florida. I am tempted to drive, 5 hours across the state to see them for myself. Just because, I mean, when does this happen? It's so rare. But spring is coming. A friend of mine who is a poet has this really, really great poem. I'm going to share it with you. It's short. Don't worry. It goes like this. By the way, this was written by Renda Ryder. He is a mural artist, and you can find his world peace murals all over the world. But he had this poem that he wrote a while ago. Must have been more than 10 years ago. I think it's applicable now. It goes like this. I am spring. I am spring. I am spring. In the winter, I am spring. And that is the mood and the vibe of these Shishibo right here. So we've got Metamorph from our spring limited edition series. And this pretty thing is tie-dye. Both of these are our spring limited edition Shishibo. Is there any chance of the app getting updated? Oh, that is a great question. Right on. 6 Shishibo. Somebody is building a collection over there. Are you making builds using all 6? Are you combining all 6 into shapes? That's my question back to you. Pensacola had snow last year. Pensacola is 10 hours from me. I'm not doing that drive. But thank you for that note, King Ravana. I stand corrected. I sit corrected. Let's be real. Oh yeah. It's a little crazy out there with the weather, but spring is coming. And with it, we have our new limited edition styles to show. So in the ball form right here, this is the ball of tie-dye. It's so pretty. This fun, soft lotus design on the inside of this fun, bright tie-dye here. I'm going to make a UFO once again. I make a UFO. And let me do the same with this Metamorph. Metamorph is really cool. And the more that I play with it, the more these shapes and patterns with these bright spring colors really speak to me. What do they say? You are awesome. Ah, the Shishibo just told me I'm awesome. I wonder what does your Shishibo talk to you? Let me know in the chat. It's not a problem, I promise. They're so fun. So these are our limited edition for spring. And this is the Mystic Bloom series. And both are in full bloom, even though it's still winter. They are available. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit more about the education bundles that we have and our education program, because I really am the person to talk to about this. So if you have a teacher in your life, if you have an elementary school or a middle school or even a high school that you are close with, that community, if you have a high school age student in your life, you might want to consider these bundles. They are available at a discounted rate for teachers specifically, and that could be even non-traditional teachers, people who are teaching in museum spaces, people who are teaching in science centers, or even librarians. All of those spaces are eligible for the education discount with these bundles. And on Tuesday, when we went live, I was hoping to show you Cosmos, because Cosmos is fully half of the 12 Shishibo in the mathematics education bundle. And there's a reason for that. So when I was putting these bundles together, I was thinking about how teachers use Shishibo and how they can use Shishibo in the classroom setting. And for mathematics, it is very common to use a 6-sided die in math lessons, for all of the reasons you can think of. And we do have the Renaissance dice, which are part of the mathematics bundle. So when we were creating these different education bundles, we wanted to feature Shishibo that could be useful for other things in the classroom setting. So dice is an obvious yes. We wanted to create an opportunity for teachers to collect 6 dice for use in their classrooms, in their mathematics classrooms, but also 6 Cosmos. And why Cosmos? You may be asking. Why Cosmos? So we know that the 6-sided die is here with Renaissance dice, and that if you invert the cube shape fully, what you have is a 12-sided die where the numbers are rendered in Roman numerals, right? We know this. It is a sometimes working. That was interference. Let me move these aside. That was interference, okay? Hold on. Let's roll this 12-sided die in a manner where it will not be interfered with. There we go. So this functions, and this has obvious uses for the math classroom. But why Cosmos? So the Cosmos design, when it was created by artist Jose Mejias, this design is expressing the dissection of a cube in thirds. 1, 2, 3. So in the cube shape, you can already see that there are 3 distinct art styles here. There is this marble look with pink and yellow and green into blue. There's this red marble style. And then there's this bubbly, multicolored pastel style. So those are 3 distinct art styles just on the outside in the cube. But let's say I make this into a star. Even here in the star, I have 3 distinct art styles operating. I have this yellow-green marble. I also have this bubbly pastel, and then I have the red. So it's as if, even in the star shape, the cube, or the Shishibo, has been designed in thirds. And then if I stay here, we've got one kind of art, another kind of art, one kind of art, another kind of art, and another kind of art. Thirds, once again. Once again. I know this is great, right? So there's one shape with the Cosmos style Shishibo that is singular and unified, and that is the ball. Every other shape is expressing this relationship of thirds. 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. So this is great for understanding how fractions actually work in the real world. Okay? And this is why we wanted to include the Cosmos cube in the mathematics bundle. We actually did think about this. Not a lot of people know. So here in the ball shape, it is one unified art style where you'll find symmetry throughout the art. Okay, there's also some fun holographs built in. This is one of our holographic 2.0 style Shishibo, but I really wanted to include it in the mathematics bundle as a complement to the 6-sided die, right? Even the 6-sided die can be seen as a dissection of the cube in 2/3. Could be seen that way. But it's so clear and obvious with the Cosmos cube, and none of the other Shishibo styles really reflect that relationship of thirds. And actually, if I open this up very carefully, you can even see on the inside, the inverted cube, you can see that there are 3 styles of art, all cohabitating here with the Cosmos Shishibo. I like to think I've got some lore. Listen, my lore game, you know, it's not nothing. So that was a little bit of the behind the scenes, a behind the scenes look into the why of the education bundle for mathematics. So we do have a special price for the education bundle. It can only be accessed on Amazon if you have a business account associated with an educational institution. If you don't, and you go to Amazon and look for these educator bundles, it's going to be full price, $300 for 12 Shishibo. It also comes with a booklet of lesson plans. But if you go to Amazon with a business account that's associated with an educational institution, the price for the education bundle is $175. It is a tremendous discount, and it's really not available any other way. Now, if you are an educator that is operating in a non-traditional educational setting that doesn't have an Amazon business account that's associated with that educational institution, send us an email, K12 Education. That's the letter K, the number 12, and the word education at Fun in Motion Toys. We can work with you, okay? But otherwise, Amazon business accounts that are associated with an educational institution have access to the $175 discounted price for all of the education bundles. There's another education bundle that I wanted to share with you guys today, and that is the Arts and Culture bundle. So this was a fun one to put together because, as you know, we spend quite a bit of time working in development with artists. And I wanted to give our educators an opportunity to explore the realm of arts and culture through Shishibo. So in the Arts and Culture Education Bundle, you'll find, I'm assembling an array here. Okay, I've got almost everything that I need. I am missing. Okay. Unfortunately, I only have one of these. So that's okay. One of one, totally allowed. So in the Arts and Culture bundle, I was thinking a lot about, you know, the artists that we work with and the legacy that they've created in art. And I was also thinking of some of the other objects of culture more broadly. And so we've assembled this bundle, and the 12 cubes, 12 Shishibo that are included in the Arts and Culture Education bundle are 2 black and white, 2 of the Meow Wolf Hypermelon. My moderator is the best. Thank you, Alexa. So 2 black and white, 2 of the Meow Wolf Hypermelon, 2 of the Meow Wolf Q Dot Map, 2 of the Jumbi Disco Plaid, and then 2 Mystic Ocean and 2 Lawrence Gartel Chaos. So we've got Lawrence Gartel Chaos, 2 Mystic Ocean, also by Lawrence Gartel, 2 Jumbi Disco Plaid, 2 Q Dot Map, 2 Hypermelon, and 2 black and white. So why these, Cassandra? Of all of the different Shishibo styles out there, why did you choose these to be representative of arts and culture? Well, I'm glad you asked because I am going to tell you. So I'm going to start with the black and white. This is one of my favorite Shishibo styles right here. The black and white is just gorgeous. And the artwork inside is reminiscent of a well-known artist who spent quite a bit of time creating artwork in different patterns that feature prominently in shape making with Shishibo. Can you guess what artist is being echoed here by the tessellation in black and white? Let me know in the chat what your guess is. There is an artist, a well-known artist, who contributed significantly to arts and culture as well as mathematics, as a matter of fact. What artwork or what artist is echoed in the artwork of black and white? Let me know your guess in the chat. Black and white for the win, for real. This is such a gorgeous Shishibo to make composite builds with. Let's make a small build right now with the black and white. What do you say? Escher. Ding, 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 ding. MC Escher. MC Escher, in his geometric art styles, actually predicted a number of the shapes that we can create with Shishibo. He did quite a bit of work unpacking and exploring the Platonic solids, which is a really fun thing to explore. So MC Escher is really who we are presencing, if you will, with this black and white edition for the arts and culture bundle. So there are 2 black and white arts, 2 black and white Shishibo in the arts and culture education bundle. And then we have these Meow Wolf selections, the Hypermelon and the Q Dot Map. Why these? Well, I mean, Hypermelon is just full of cultural references that even young students can really get their mind around, specifically a melon, a watermelon, if you will. And when you crack open the rind on this Hypermelon Shishibo, you see the interior is a bit of a surprise. You might not expect to find this inside a watermelon. That's why it is a Hypermelon. But also, honestly, in a bit of an homage to the incredible contribution of the Meow Wolf arts community to what we as a culture currently see as installation art. So I wanted to feature the Hypermelon Shishibo in here to honor Meow Wolf for their incredible contribution. I don't know if you're aware of the documentary that was created that talks about the founding of Meow Wolf, some of their early artworks, and then ultimately the creation of the House of Eternal Return, which was the first permanent installation that Meow Wolf created. But they created other art experiences long before that one. This documentary also explores how they got their name. And this is also an homage to an art movement from the early 20th century called Dadaism. So have you heard of Dada, the art movement, a revolutionary art movement? Dada did something, the Dadaists, the artists that created that art movement back in the 30s, they did something really interesting. They were really concerned with, excited by the opportunity to challenge conventions in the art world at the time. And so one of the ways that they did that was they basically opened up a dictionary and pointed to a word and decided that was what they were going to call their art movement. So they opened up a book, pointed to the word Dada, which means hobby horse, I think in German. Don't quote me on that. I'm not so good with languages. I'm better with art and history. But the Dada movement was named Dada almost at random. And Meow Wolf followed that tradition of challenging conventions in the art world when they created their name. So I'm not going to share with you how they did it. It's a great story. Check out the documentary. You can find it on YouTube. Okay, here we are. This is the Hypermelon contribution to the Arts and Culture Education Bundle, but then also the Q Dot map. And the Q Dot map is in there because a map is a cultural artifact. You don't have to fight me on this. We're on the same page. A map is a cultural artifact. It's also often an artifact of history. A map can capture a moment in time. This is how we understood space at that particular moment in time. So as a cultural artifact, as a historical artifact, I wanted to make sure there was some kind of map presence in the bundle. And the Meow Wolf Q Dot map is a fun and quirky way to do that, as well as being, again, an homage to the incredible work that Meow Wolf has done on behalf of art and culture more broadly. So we have our Meow Wolf contributions to the Art and Culture Education Bundle. Trying to create a composite shape here and failing. That's okay. We're just live. No big deal. That's something. At least it's not nothing. So we've got black and white referencing MC Escher. We've got the Meow Wolf community of artists also referencing Dadaism, an important cultural movement from the early 20th century. And now, why did I include the Jumbie Disco Plaid? Okay, I have two answers for you. One of those answers is disco, and the other answer is plaid. And both disco and plaid have had their own unique and shiny, let's say, cultural moments. So, since they're both included in the Jumbie Disco Plaid Shishibo, how could I not? I mean, that's really the question you should be asking. How could I not? Ooh, a graffiti cube done by various artists would look really cool. And I bet they would love to see how they could get blended together. That's a fantastic suggestion. I would like to encourage you to add that in our Discord channel. There's a thread inside the Discord channel that says product suggestions and community feedback. A great place to add this suggestion. I think graffiti would be a really cool style for Shishibo. And it could be a whole series, you know, a graffiti series. But here we have the Disco Plaid. Have you heard the Disco Snails song? I digress. We've come to the last two styles of the Arts and Culture Bundle. And these are the epic and magnificent Lawrence Gartell, Mystic Ocean, and Chaos. And again, how could I not include these? Lawrence Gartell is the father of digital art. On Tuesday's stream, I shared a little bit of the backstory as to how Lawrence Gartell became a part of the Shishibo history and lent his fantastic artwork and eye for design and dynamic creation to Shishibo. But we've got these two. Sorry, guys. We've got these two really great Lawrence Gartell Shishibo that I felt were both indicative of a moment in digital art, as well as really just stunning pieces of art themselves. So I had to include them. If you didn't know, Lawrence Gartell, the father of digital art, that's not just a nice thing we say about him. That's actually the facts. And those facts are borne out across human history in so many ways. It would take a few live streams all put together to get to the bottom of it. He has been an incredible mentor for me personally as well. Sorry, guys. We have a little technical difficulties here. Let's see if I can fix this. I think I did it. That's all right. A little disruption, you know, it happens. After all, today could be a festival of disruption. Who could think of such a thing? And actually, on that note, I want to talk a little bit about festivals, if I may, for the last few minutes that we're here live, and showcase some Shishibo that have festival literally written all over them. And in this case, I am talking about the Grateful Dead Shishibo. You know, festival culture in the United States has not historically been nearly as well known as it is in other places. I mean, you know, decades ago, it was very common to see 1 million people show up for a festival in India. We can't even imagine such a thing happening here. But festival culture has been growing in the United States, and a big part of that is the movement behind the Grateful Dead. And I also want to say, for those of you who are tuning in and maybe new to Shishibo and maybe new to collecting styles of Shishibo, the Grateful Dead Shishibo are currently 50% off. If you're looking to build a collection that is colorful and that reminds you to be playful with what we might otherwise call reality, the Grateful Dead Shishibo are a great choice because they are so colorful. You can build some really beautiful shapes with them, and they're 50% off. So you can check these out on our website. You can check them out on the TikTok shop. I would like to close us out. Oh, there's a question. How many cubes do you have? I have all the cubes. That's not true. Here, in this physical space right now, we are at the Fun in Motion Toys headquarters. So I have quite a few cubes at my disposal. This is just the tip of the iceberg here at headquarters. So right now I am manipulating the Haight Ashbury. Haight Ashbury is a street corner in San Francisco that is known to be a hub of counterculture. It is known to be that because the early followers of the Grateful Dead would assemble there, make music, and make merry. So this is the Haight Ashbury, Shishibo. Oh, 6 more Grateful Dead on the way. You already knew. How did you know that I was going to feature these on the live stream? Last year was a celebration of the 60-year anniversary of the Grateful Dead. A little crazy to believe that. And unfortunately, of the original members of the Grateful Dead, really there are only 2 still alive. We just lost Bob Weir. Passed away just a couple months ago. So Mickey Hart and another gentleman whose name escapes me. I hope I don't get in trouble with those in my life who know a lot about the Grateful Dead right now, but I do know that it was another drummer, another former drummer of the Grateful Dead is also still alive, as well as Mickey Hart. Many of the others are now truly Grateful Dead. And here we are. So I've added in the dancing bears. This is such a fun design. And when you open it up, it's got that steal your face lightning rod. It's great, great art. And I've also added the skull and roses here. Ooh, these magnetic connections are strong. Skull and roses, which on the inside, you can find more dancing bears. So fun. These guys are super fun. So this one is the original Steal Your Face right here. And these Grateful Dead Shishibo are on sale for 50% off. So if you're looking to jumpstart your Shishibo collection, they are a great way to do that. Also a great way to connect with the merry making that might happen in a festival setting. We actually did bring a number of Grateful Dead Shishibo to Halloween, not this past year in 2025, but the year before in 2024. And those moved. People really love them because they're so colorful and such a great way to get into building composite shapes with Shishibo. Bill, that's right. Thank you, King Ravana. Bill is still alive. Mickey is still alive. Let's see, another shape that I can make with the hive. This is so fun to do because of the power of these ultra strong magnets inside Shishibo. They allow you to collect and connect in a whole variety of ways. So here we have one more way that you can take 4 of the hive shape and magnetically connect them in a different way. I am so stoked that you guys have joined me for today's live, and I do wish you all well. May you be warm and safe, and may you celebrate. Whether you are celebrating an act of resistance, whether you are celebrating life in its glory each and every day, just don't forget, someday your ship will come in, so don't be at the airport. You've got to be at the dock, and you've got to be early. I hope you guys all have a great night, and we will see you next week when we go live once again. Check out the Discord for an update on when we will be going live once again. And keep playing and building shapes with Shishibo. Show us what you create. We honestly can't wait to see it. And we will see you all in the Discord.